Welcome to FIU Football Weekly for Week 11. FIU coming off a loss to Marshall. As always, Coach Ron Turner joins me. And, Coach, looking back at the Marshall game, your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously it was a a tough game. We they just beat us in all phases. They blocked better than we blocked. They tackled better than we tackled, and they just dominated both line of scrimmages. It's that simple.
You guys had a difficult time moving the ball. What were they doing defensively that kind of limited it?
They didn't do a single thing different than what we expected. They're a good team. They were penetrating. They were beating us to the punch. They were getting penetration, getting in our backfield, and we had some at times had some opportunities, but we just couldn't put it together with throwing the ball, running it, and we just didn't. They just physically beat us.
You guys had some success moving the ball on the ground in the second half with Anthony Jones. And, he found some room, and then Lamar Caldwell towards the end. Why did you think Jones played on Saturday?
Yeah, it was good to get those guys going, to get Anthony going. We've been wanting to get him going. We had him in the mix a little bit. Then he strained his hamstrings. He was out really 3 weeks. He played in the third one, but he really wasn't 100%. So it was nice to get him going, and he's going to be somebody that we're going to need, going forward, and plan to get in there this week.
You guys obviously didn't have Wakefield in the first half, Michael Wakefield. But what did Marshall do offensively that kind of just, let them do what they wanted?
Yeah, again, they didn't do a single thing offensively that we hadn't seen, that we weren't prepared for. They lined up, they ran their offense. We pretty much knew what was coming, and they just blocked us. And, it was that simple. And having Wakefield out was big. I'm not saying it was worth 52 points, but he's a leader. He's a leader of that defense, and having him not out on the field made a difference. And plus, he's a very good player. So that definitely hurt, no question about it. But again, they just blocked us, and we didn't tackle real well coming out of the secondary.
Do you think the emotion of that day played a part in the game for them? I know they were celebrating the 45th anniversary of the plane crash and everything.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they were they're coming off a loss. The emotions of all the events going on, senior day, 40th anniversary, of the plane crash, so a lot of stuff going on, and they came out of the gate very strong. They came out strong, and we didn't. Offensively, we didn't move the ball. Then we punt it. We don't get a very good punt. Give them great field position. They score, and second time they had good field position as well. We didn't move the ball, made a couple mistakes, and just kind of got off on the wrong foot and weren't able to get the thing turned.
What was your message to the team afterwards as you guys get ready for the regular season finale?
On to the next one. I mean, we can't do anything about that one. We can't let that game beat us twice. We're on to the next one. We're still playing for a lot. Number one, our seniors, the intangible part of it for our seniors. I got a lot of respect for those guys. They've done a tremendous job. They were here when I got here, most of them, and they bought into what we're doing. They've given us everything we ask, and I'd love for them to go out, with a win and an opportunity for a bowl game. And then that's the second thing, tangible there. We're still playing for bowl eligibility. So if we win the game, we're eligible for a bowl game. So we have a lot to play for. Let's move on to the next one. We came out last night and had a very good practice.
Take a quick time out. We'll come back as Akil Danfodio will join us and talk about his season and what he's done at FIU.
Conference USA has a history of greats.
But being great is not limited to athletics.
Be authentic.
Be determined. Be proud.
Be dynamic.
Be diverse.
Be kind.
Be a good sport.
Be thankful.
Be happy.
Be reliable.
Be genuine.
Be the next great in Conference USA history.
Be the next.
Welcome back to FIU Football Weekly. Akil Danfodio joins me this week. And Akil getting extensive playing time this year with the injuries to Jonnu Smith and Joaquin Griner. Akil, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Akil is from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Yes.
And I got to ask you, how many times have you gone up to Stone Mountain?
Oh, man, at least 50 times. I've been up the mountain quite a few times. I actually use it as a workout tool during off season.
So you don't go as like with all the tourists that go up there?
I pass by quite a few tourists, but I'm usually running the mountain or walking at a fast pace, so I'm not really looking at it for the sights. Like I said, it's for a workout tool.
Well, that's an impressive mountain, and you've had a pretty interesting career here at FIU. You started as a quarterback, went to tight end, and went back to quarterback, and then back to tight end. Tell us how that has gone for you since Jeff Collins, FIU's former defensive coordinator, recruited you out of Georgia.
It's been quite a journey. As you said, I came in as a quarterback and trying trying to find my niche in the program. And I figured that it would be better if I moved to tight end so I could play right away. Saw a little bit of success in my redshirt freshman year. And then when the Turner regime came in, I moved back to quarterback. Then same thing, moved back to tight end just to play quicker. And like I said, it's been a journey, and I've grown since I've been here quite a bit. Yeah.
You've graduated. You've finished your undergrad at FIU. Now you're in grad school for sports recreation management, but with a focus on law. You want to go into law school. Tell the folks at home or the folks watching about your career plans.
The whole law thing kind of came from my parents. Both of them are lawyers, and I really love sports. So I figured I could combine my parents' background with what I love. Since I've been around law for so long and I've been around sports for so long, so I figured that sports law would be the best career goal for me. Being able to be behind the scenes in sports, but still being around sports would be ideal.
Are you a future Jerry Maguire or Arliss?
Possibly.
Okay, all right, it's the way to go. 20 home runs at Redon High School. You're a pretty good baseball player.
Yeah, in my past life, I hung up the baseball cleats for football cleats full time.
Yeah.
So, but baseball was fun while it lasted. When I was a little kid, I used to win a majority of the home run derbies. So a lot of people in high school were asking me why I didn't go to college for baseball, and I just said the game was too slow for me. I needed something more physical. So that's why I stuck with football.
Were you a bigger kid than all the other kids that you were winning the home run derbies?
Well, there's a few other big kids too.
Okay.
But I was one of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, we have a lot of musical talent on this team, apparently, with Alex Gardner singing.
Yeah.
Used to have Donald Sinat that would play the piano.
Yeah.
But now you are not only a pianist, but a percussionist. Tell us about that.
Well, on the piano, I took piano lessons growing up, and I can play a few melodies. I'm not the biggest musician when it comes to piano at all, but I can play a few melodies. And I feel like I'm probably the best at the snare drums just because I got good rhythm. So, that kind of carries a long way on the drum. So, I'm probably a better percussionist.
What can you play on the piano if we ask you to play the piano? I mean, we don't have a piano here.
Oh, man. I can't think of any names of songs, but I just know a few melodies. Melodies. I can play a few melodies.
Were you in the Panthers Got Talent before the season that Gardner sang to Coach Ron Turner's wife?
No, I wasn't involved.
You weren't part of that?
No.
Was it by position group?
Last year it was, but this year it was kind of just handpicked.
Oh, so whoever wanted to
do it. I set this one out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be sitting out Saturday against Western Kentucky.
No.
Best of luck to you guys against the Hilltoppers as you try to become bowl eligible. That was Akil Dan Fodio, who joined us this week on FIU Football Weekly. We'll step aside for a second and come back with Coach Ron Turner as he looks at the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Hey FIU fans, hope you're enjoying the game.
Join Maddie and I each week along with Ron Thulin for the Conference USA Showcase, highlighting all teams in Conference USA as well as your Panthers.
That's right, a new show premieres each week, so check your local listings Wednesday through Saturday for all the latest news, highlights, and features surrounding all things Conference USA.
Welcome back to FIU Football Weekly. Panthers coming off playing one of the top teams in Conference USA, and no rest here as they get Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the #1 scoring offense in Conference USA.
Yeah, and one of the tops in the country. They're averaging almost 42 points a game. They're throwing the ball for about 374 yards a game and rushing it for, I think, about 147, almost 150. So they're very, very balanced. You look at their offense, there's no weakness. They got an experienced, veteran, very physical offensive line. They're physical at the point of attack, and they finish their blocks extremely well. They got downhill, hard running backs, and not just one or two. I mean, they can roll different guys in there, and they've got big play receivers. Not to mention the tight ends. They got about 3 tight ends that are big-time players. One of them, Higbee's, as good as there is in the country. So there's no weakness anywhere. And then obviously the quarterback. I didn't talk about the quarterback. He definitely is one of the best in the country. Throwing for over almost 3,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, I believe, and been very, very productive the last few years. He's just a great player. There's no weaknesses. So, and then defensively, they got 7 seniors starting on their defense. So they're well coached. They know what they're doing. and it's going to be a tough challenge. You're a very good football team.
That quarterback, Brandon Doty, is a local guy from North Broward. What makes him so good? 34 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions.
Oh, he's a good player. I mean, what makes any good player good? He's very instinctive. He's accurate. He has a strong arm. He can make all the throws. I mean, he's got a very strong arm. Big kid, has a strong arm, so he can throw it down the field with tremendous accuracy. Yet he's got great touch on the short side. He can make every throw, and he's got excellent vision and runs their offense extremely well.
Their defense allows 430 yards a game, 177 on the ground. Maybe a chance to get the running game going and, try to control the time of possession, I guess, to maybe keep Doughty off the field.
Yeah, I hope so, and we're going to have to. We're going to have to, and we lost a couple of our tight ends, as you know. We don't have a tight end. Akil's done a great job stepping in, done a really good job, but he's more of a receiving tight end. That was his role, and all of a sudden he's forced into the tight end position. So that's been the challenge running the ball the last couple of weeks, without really a true fullback or a tight end. But it's going to be important. We're going to have to be able to run the ball, and I think we have a good plan to do so. So we'll come out and try to do that. But we just got to run our offense and get first downs, hold on to it, and score when we have opportunities.
Let me ask you, this stat caught my eye and what you think of it. Western Kentucky scored 418 points on the year. 277 of those are in the first half.
Well, you look at their games and you look at the clock, 35-7. 42-7, 55-21, or 55-14. They're still in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So they're ahead by lots in the second half. They, turn it down a little bit, but most of their games have been that way. It's been incredible. You look 30 plays into it, and they've got 40 points already.
Well, that's Coach Ron Turner's take on Western Kentucky. We'll take a quick break and take your questions from Twitter.
For 50 years, FIU has been serving a community that's seeking something different from its university. From the sawgrass of the Everglades to the boardrooms of downtown, Miami is a modern, global city built with an entrepreneurial spirit that's always looking forward. A city that moves at this speed requires a public research university to support it. And that's what we've been building at FIU since 1965. A locally engaged, globally connected university.
FIU quarterback Alex Magoo broke Wesley Carroll's FIU single-season passing yardage record last week. With one game left in the 2015 regular season, Magoo is on a similar pace to break FIU's all-time passing yardage record held by Josh Padrick. Through his first 2 seasons, Padrick threw for 4,762 yards and 24 touchdowns. Magoo has thrown for 4,307 yards and 35 touchdowns through his first year and 11 games this season. Welcome back to FIU Football Weekly. Time for your questions on Twitter to Coach Ron Turner. As always, if you want to get your question in, just tweet me at Pete Pelegrin, and we'll get to it. First question, Coach, is from Brad, and he wants to know what's the difference of performances for FIU between games at home and games on the road?
Well, Brad, that's a good question. We're trying to figure that out. I think part of it is the people we play. We've had some really tough road games, some tough environments against good teams, more important than the environment, but we played some really good teams on the road. Not that we haven't at home, but I think the level of competition has been a little bit higher on the road. And the comfort of being home. Our guys like being home, the home crowd and just a home environment and a home routine. They're probably a little more relaxed. I don't know, but they just like being at home.
Jose wants to know, Anthony Jones, Lamar Caldwell ran pretty well in the second half last week. Do you expect to see more of them to maybe give Bart Gardner a break or get a different look?
Yeah, Jose, we definitely have to give Alex a break. He's been playing too many plays. We did that in the second half of last week, and we tried to do that earlier with Anton and Anthony. Then they both got hurt and were out several games, and so we weren't able to do it as much. It was nice to see those guys go in there and play well. So yeah, we definitely will utilize more than just Alex.
And our last question is from Tony, and he wants to know if you could take anything from the Marshall game as you get ready to face Western Kentucky back-to-back weeks against 2 of the best teams in Conference USA.
Yeah, we just have to focus on ourselves and go out and prepare really well and go out and play our game. Offense, defense, play our game with great energy, great emotion, flying around and great execution. We didn't do all those things. I thought we played hard in the last game, but I didn't think we played with an edge that we need to, and our execution definitely in all phases wasn't where it needed to be. And some of the guys were some young guys that haven't been playing a whole lot that were forced to play because of injuries, and then having some guys out of the lineup definitely hurt. But we just got to get back and play our game and find what we do best on defense, what we do best on offense and special teams, and try to put our guys in positions to do that.
Well, that'll do it for FIU Football Weekly for Week 11. We'll be back next week after the Western Kentucky game. Until then, have a good week.